Hi everybody, it's Friday and I've got some journals here to share. Did something a little different this time. Made collage journals, and this is the first one, and he measures 10 by 5, and on the cover I use this real pretty vintage couple. Look at that hat. And looks like they're on the boardwalk. It's got a little bit of a book page here, part of a doily, another darker doily here with a little safety pin, says vintage style, and the number 18. And then a little collage of fabrics here. And down here's a doily with a real pretty white and gold bow. And I used this gorgeous fabric. It was actually part of a pillowcase. Look at that. That is pure yumminess. And I made the tie out of the same fabric. And going inside, that is actually the inside of the pillowcase. And I used the matching pockets with the doily from the front cover and part of the doily, and some little flowers up here, and then a doily here with some fabrics, one of the little patches I like to make, and a button, and some of the flowers that go together. And for the first page, I did a matching green thread throughout, and I used lined paper that's been heavily coffee dyed, and just collage some little things. Got some script here and part of a book page, and laces. And over here, that's some stitching, and that's the matching fabric. A little piece of ephemera here and part of a book page. And just collage some different things together. This is a little tuck spot here. And I stitched around that and did some stamping. And did the edge real pretty. I hear hammering in the neighborhood. And over here is another tuck spot on a piece of ephemera. We've got some different fabrics. But I collaged them where they all overlap. And I'm liking that look. I think I'm going to have to make some more of these because I'm really, really liking it. More stitching there. And some ephemera there. And music fabric here. Part of a book page. And some stitching across the top there. And here we've got some fabric. So it's got good places for journaling, and yet it's got a lot of interest going on too. Some script paper running down here. Here's a little mini tuck spot. I'm into mini tuck spots and pockets and things this week. I made a whole bunch of mini pockets that I'm going to use in some future journals. That's made out of a book page, and it's got some cheesecloth and a rose. And some fabrics up there. And a pretty image. What I like about these books is the image. I have so many images I have printed off. And I want to use them. But sometimes they're just not going in the books that I, want them. The theme books, things like that. So by doing collages, I can use some of those. And they all go together nicely. Got some stamping here and some fabric and stitching. And over here, look, that is the tags from the other side. I just love this overlapping look, which is part of collage work. Got some stitching here and a tag with some ephemera and some laces with 2 cards. Look at that fuzzy. Isn't that pretty? Love it. Love it. Somebody must be getting a roof done. Surprised the dogs hadn't let them know they're here. A little heart there, part of a dictionary page, ephemera, and some of the matching fabric from the cover. It's been stitched. So lots and lots of different collage pieces. These are some of the coffee dyed papers that we used to put in the tuck spots, and I like that. Over here is another piece of ephemera that it's got the ephemera from this side hanging over, and then on this side I made a tuck spot with a piece of ephemera. And put that one in there. Just that they're all different heights and layers. A pretty image here with some of the matching cover fabric. And a tuck spot I didn't tuck. Looky there. I'm telling you, I cannot get through a Friday without missing something, can I? Over here is another pocket. And it's a little white pocket that I stitched in blue and then put this part of I think this is an old blanket. Oh, the old blanket that I put on top with a piece of ephemera. And then put some cards in there. And on this side's just for a pretty page. Got some part of a book page and some lace and a little bitty thing that says lavender. And those are violets, but you know, there it goes. It's just a little something. Here's a tuck spot here, book page and fabric sticking out, and laces, fabric running down here, and then a collage of fabrics down here. And these two cards. On this side, it says blessed, and it's got some different fabrics there. Lace and another piece of fabric, part of a book page, and then the stitching around it. Little tag here and some buttons on some fabric. Over here is a tag with a gold ribbon, a little ruffle there, and a collage of just different fabrics. Says Embrace Today. And then that's the book cover, but I just overlaid different fabrics. This is a piece of white fabric on top of the cover page. A little rose up here, a little image there. It's got a whole bunch of interest, and yet it still has the room for writing. Little pocket that matches the cover. Some tulle here, and an image and some stamping. Oh, how cute that little bow is. Isn't he a cutie? Yep, somebody's definitely getting a roof. I can't believe that Sammy Jo is letting that slide. She's just sitting here so calm. Over here on this page, I kind of just made the edge a little uneven, and it's a triple pocket. It's a little card there, and a little mini there, and another little mini there. Thank you. Some fabric here with some stitching and a couple dancing. Another overlap section on a piece of ephemera with a heart. And then I put that card in there. Some fabrics and some laces, book pages, with two little cards that have been adhered down in the lined paper. And over here is a tuck spot and the stitching. Piece of ephemera up there. It's the real stuff. I mean, I can't keep it all. As much as I would love to keep it and scan it, I've got so much from going to estate sales that I'm just putting it in the books. Piece of lace running down here with some stitching. Little pocket over here with some laces and a watch, roses. And then that card with a little button. Little button. I had a bird and his name was Button. Some stitching there with some pretty ladies. A tuck spot here made out of the tag on a piece of ephemera, and I put some lace and did some stitching. And some little cards. This is some lace here and a piece of Tim Holtz. It's transparent like paper, and then it says vintage style. Got a piece of fabric running down the edge. And of course every page is stitched. Y'all know I love that stitching. Look at that coffee dine. Isn't that awesome? Got a little flower thingy there and a piece of ephemera. and an ink pen, and then look, a little mini pocket with one of the patches that I like to make, and I put a couple of tags in there. Tickets, I should say. Just a little mini. I think that's so cute. I just love that. I went mini crazy. I'm telling you, I made a bunch of different little mini pockets yesterday. Over here is some lined paper with some roses and a piece of a newspaper print. And then that's burlap at the top there. Another tuck spot here with a corrugated butterfly. A pretty lady, and I just sewed around and around. Another piece of ephemera. A little collage here with a stamp and some ephemera and a little mini writing area and then a bigger writing area. And each page has got something up under the lined paper. And look, I didn't stuff the back. I am so slipping, and I didn't stuff this either. Okay. Another bunch of stitching here and a little image with a piece of ephemera back there and some of that grass cloth, a piece of fabric here. And then the front cover is very similar to the back cover with this. And then this has got a little patch here with a little bird cage and some buttons and some flowers. And I do wash my linens, but this little stain wouldn't come out. But, you know, it's part of its character and its history. So I leave them in there. And I promise I will fill these with something. It just wouldn't be a Friday, y'all. And there's the back again. Isn't that fabric gorgeous? It's so textured and it's just beautiful. And there's the front again with a little bow. I want to thank y'all so much for being here with me today, and I will see you shortly in the next video. Bye-bye, y'all.